Hey y'all. Welcome. Welcome to the Shine Your Light podcast. Woo, 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 woo. I said a woo, 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 woo. Ain't nobody. We gonna get this together, y'all. We gonna get my woo, woo together. It's power in my woo, woo, woo. All right. But welcome to the Shine Your Light podcast. Of course, if you are watching today, that means y'all family. Y'all are my cousins and them. So thank you so much for tuning in. Certainly appreciate it. And I'm super excited about an amazing show that we have for y'all today. Woo, woo, woo. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, I'm excited to introduce my beautiful guest co-host. First time being a guest co-host on the Shine Your Light podcast. Yeah. We got Shiza in the building.
Hello.
Oh, I like these people. They be clapping and stuff. I like them. Yes. Encouragement. Let's encourage each other. Welcome, Shiza.
Hello.
Yeah. You excited to be here today?
I am.
I feel like you got some tough questions for the people.
I do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say tough. I say my thought-provoking.
I believe
Yes.
that. I believe that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to have her here and really headlining the show today. We appreciate you, Queen. So Shiza is actually the owner of She's a Guide and She's a Vibe. Can you tell us a little bit about those businesses and what do they entail?
Sure. So She's a Vibe is a customization business, which we make personalized items for business and personal use. So for both. And then She's a Guide is a subsidiary of She's a Vibe, which basically teaches you the business side of making your passion to profit business profitable.
Love it. She's gonna be teaching our people a whole lot today, so I'm excited about it. She's gonna do some digging with y'all too, so I'm excited about that too. All right, then of course we have the beautiful Kenda. I love their energy. I love it. So yes, Lord. Yes. I don't know. Yes, Lord. So the beautiful Kenda is actually the founder of the Coach My Growth event. She's going to give us a little bit more information about that. I believe it is coming up on May 13th.
Yep.
Yes. And she's also the co-owner of Beauty Sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to get some cute pajamas from there soon. So, although I am going to get some cute pajamas from Beauty Sleep, can you give us a little bit of information about what Coach My Growth event entails and like the purpose behind it?
Yes. So Coach My Growth is a customized networking event.
I love it.
It is designed for aspiring business owners. It's also for people who are currently in business. And it can be used as a professional development tool.
Ooh, powerful.
Yeah,
She's out here bringing people together and teaching people at the same time. So drop a bomb. I don't know if this is working, Lord. Hand clap, all that good stuff. For the beautiful Kimber. Thank you for being here. I love her here. I love her here. I love it. Then we have a king blessing us with his presence today. We certainly appreciate Xavier Antonio for being here. Thank you. Drop a bomb for the king. Yes, this is someone I absolutely respect and admire. So I really appreciate his presence and him just coming on to teach us. So Xavier Antonio is actually in network public relations and marketing, and he's definitely going to teach us what he does for the people. Hey.
How y'all doing?
Welcome, welcome. Can you just give a brief overview of what you do and some services that you provide?
Yeah. So I own a company called Courtier House. We're in a bit of a transition from what we were to what we are. But starting out, it was a PR company that focused mostly on recruiting talent such as influencers and brand ambassadors and putting them in front of the camera to represent other people's brand. But there's a lot of things just in the PR and marketing world that's changing because of social media. And so we are in the process of actually forming what we're calling a PR and marketing network of professionals.
Love it.
So
Evolving.
That's so
Love
nice.
it. Love it. Evolving with the
I
times.
need it too.
Yeah. So we're gonna
I
get
need you.
I told them, y'all, that the connections that would be made today are going to be for a lifetime. I truly felt that.
I love
We are all helpers one to another. So we linked in, y'all. We linked in. So thank you so much for being here, King.
thank you.
All that good stuff. All that good
I
stuff.
don't know what I did to make you
Yeah.
mad, but it's been a long time since I've been here.
it.
Okay, in my
He was on a
defense,
break.
he just became a girl dad.
Yes.
So I feel
yeah.
like exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. See how I got off that hook real quick? Real quick. So we just giving the king a little time. Yeah. So I'm glad you're here.
I'm
We're
glad
gonna
to
have
be
you
here.
here many more times as you're able to get here. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yes, all of y'all appreciate it. So one more hand clap for the king. Okay. Then we also have look at them skates, y'all. Them skates is cold. I know they're so cold. Blink. That's my skate, by the way. Okay, look, stay focused. Stay focused. We also have the beautiful Shaquille Nicole in the building. Yes, hey girl. Yes. Can you read real quick before I even tell them what you do? What does it say on your shirt?
My shirt says, "Walk into the room like God said you."
Amen. Amen to that. So welcome, Shaquille. Yes, this is my friend, y'all, and confidant. This is the woman I slept with. Okay. I know y'all like what she talking about. But we both went to a woman's retreat. And of course, there's limited amount of room. So we slept in the same bed together and she embraced me as her sister. I was sleeping right next to her feet, all that good stuff. So we have a special bond. Her spirit, her aura, it just shines bright. She's just an amazing woman, authentically. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate her so much. This beautiful queen is a candler. Yes, and she also has she'll be hosting some candle experience very soon where you can go, if it's lady night and you guys want to have some wine and have the experience of making candles.
Yes.
Or once I get my boo one day, you know what I'm saying, because I'm out here single. And I have a date night, then I'll be going to her event for her to host that as well and just engaging in that experience. So
Yes.
once again, welcome Shaquille
Thank
Nicole,
you.
the beautiful Kindler.
Hey.
Yes. My introduction is long, y'all. It's long, but it's purposed. It's purpose. So yeah. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. So really quick, before I send it over to our beautiful co-host, you are going to see some candles up here. The beautiful candler Shaquille Nicole is going to give information of where you guys can purchase these candles because she does make them herself, and I have a few myself, and they just smell amazing.
Nice.
They set the tone, they set the atmosphere, they smell absolutely amazing. So if y'all don't mind passing them around,
Yes, 'cause I'm so excited.
Yes,
I would like y'all to
And
smell
I waited
them.
so patiently for this.
Yes,
Oh
And I only
my
took
God.
out a few.
Oh, thank you.
you can put them in rotation, Lord, and then put them. Yeah, might as well. I got you. I will helpers one to another.
Don't go that way first.
That's fine.
I love vanilla
Yeah.
everything. So
I'm gonna just put them. I'm gonna just put them
Are
back.
these for sale?
They are for sale.
Got Cash App?
I do
Can I
have
claim
this.
this?
Yes.
Handyman.
And then
I have
Coconut.
more as well. So, and then pass
Oh,
that one.
Vanilla sugar.
I like this.
oh, my apologies. My apologies. I got it right. I gotta do my job. I gotta be on my job now.
Good guy.
I like that one too.
Thought that
It kind of
smelled
got a
familiar.
little
Hmm?
Good guy.
smell
It
like
smell like you.
Are these meant for men? Are these meant?
I
like,
love
Yes,
it.
those are. Yes,
I love
those
that.
are more
man, she
masculine.
smell
And
like
that's
this for
hard.
real.
Yes.
And that's why that one is my favorite.
That's the first one I smelled. I said, oh my God.
That would be a good gift for a guy.
Yes.
Yes.
Smells
Yes.
like
Just
really
like that.
sexy.
A
you make
male
this
good
body
handyman too.
I can body butters. I can.
She does body butters.
Did you
Oh
put
my
some type of wood
goodness.
smell in it?
I'm
Bath
excited
I did
for
not.
her.
I know,
It
right?
smells
It's a
like
part of the fragrance,
Okay.
so there is wood in there.
So it matched the handyman.
I told y'all y'all was gonna love each other for life.
Thank you.
Then I
thank
bring some
you.
good people together. I told
And,
y'all.
I do have. There's more
I know,
scents
my
that I brought,
apologies.
so I just took out a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go girl.
And then of course y'all see my size 7 skate up there, just blinged out.
You know what I
Um,
also love is
yeah.
the presentation. Like I'm
I
big
do.
on that. Like how you
Thank
present
you.
this as well. It's beautiful.
Thank
That
you.
matters.
I create
It does
That
matter.
matters.
everything
Yeah.
myself. I
In the wick.
make the labels
These
at
not-
home. I print
Show the
them,
wick to the
design,
crowd
everything.
so they can see that wick.
Yes.
And it is so it's a wooden wick.
Thank you.
The wick is it's
I
a
didn't know what
crackling,
was
so when you
called,
burn
but
it,
yeah.
it gives you that fireplace
Oh.
crackling
Oh.
sound. Yes.
I didn't even realize that was what it was.
Yeah.
I knew
It's
what
very
it was. I just
calming.
didn't know
I
the
like that.
name.
Yes.
It's very
of it.
calming.
And that's why it's common. It gives you that. And
Does that make it last longer too? The wick lasts longer?
yeah, it can.
Okay.
Yes, depending on the wax. I use natural wax. I use coconut wax. So they're toxin free, which is one of my
love it.
goals
I love it.
to make sure they're not toxic.
Yeah.
Because other candles and candle companies, those candles are not good.
When they
Wow.
burn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
They're
But they
very
put some in
toxic.
the air.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Me
That's good
neither.
to
That
know.
was the first time
Yeah.
I've ever heard somebody say that. So thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for the shirt idea because I'm going home and making me one of
Oh.
those.
I love that.
Today is going to be fun and informative. yes. And then thank you so much for doing those. And again, I'm going to be purchasing some myself. Don't purchase the one I'm going to get y'all. But then we have, yay. Then we have the beautiful skates created by She's a Vibe, created by Sheeza. Those are my skates, size 7, okay. Got my initials on them and everything. Can't skate worth a lick, but I'm gonna be out there shining and grinding, okay. So yeah.
We still supposed to go skating.
We are gonna.
That's what they got
I'm
made
definitely
for. That
gonna.
was a
You see,
year
I've
ago,
never
y'all.
worn them. I wore them in the
We
kitchen,
make
Jesus.
dates. These were
Yes.
made for us to go to skate with a group of women. To
Yes.
go skating, excuse me, with a group of women. That's been over a year ago.
Yes, we're gonna do it this
We have not
summer,
went skating
and y'all
yet.
can come with us. We're gonna do
I
it
don't
this
know how to
summer.
skate.
I don't either.
Oh,
You know when I realized that I didn't know how to skate? When the DJ literally yelled this out, y'all. It was like, I don't remember what he said verbatim, but it was something like she gonna die out there. It was something like that. I was like, I don't think this is for me. But I kept going because I am
Exactly. Kept going.
determined
That's all that
Exactly. You're not a
matters.
quitter.
to get better. I'm not a quitter. There we go. Those are the type of friends I need in my life.
I
Amen.
fell during skating.
I didn't
hate
fall, but I
falling.
looked
I
like
have.
I was
And I
going
I don't
to.
feel it hurt.
I definitely didn't fall. I didn't fall, but I looked like I should have. Yeah.
I used to be a really good
If I
skater,
fall.
but it's been so long. I don't know if I should try it now.
No,
You
you
gonna
got
jump
to.
right
I
out.
tried,
like
and it's
that.
better because there's more wheels and it's
Yeah.
easier to balance my body. But them,
With
I
the
cannot-
straight?
Yeah, I can.
Really?
Yeah. When I was
See,
younger,
nothing.
like
Really?
rollerblade,
Yeah,
I can do.
rollerblade. I used to do it all. We used to go skating on a regular.
I thought
I
it
was
would be
telling
hard
them
to
that
balance
earlier.
on those.
No,
Once you
those are
get in
actually
them,
easier.
you're gonna feel
Really?
it like it
It's
take
gonna
a
come-
minute,
it's
but
gonna come
yes,
back to
I thought
me.
the same thing. Yes, it
I'm
was
scared.
All
still
right.
nervous,
Yeah.
but it's like, oh, okay, I'll do this like 3 more times. I'll be back in the groove.
You know
I
how
love
everybody
it.
riding around the city on them scooters? I'm not getting on one
I
of
wouldn't
those.
do that.
It's
either.
so much fun,
Yeah.
especially at the
Yeah.
lake. No, we're gonna do it together. You
Ooh,
as soon as
no.
you tell me something you scared of, you gonna do it.
Yeah.
you gonna do it. We gonna do it together.
But I'm scared.
We'll do it together. We'll do it together.
Never had them when we was kids.
Yeah. So if you want anything customized, you can definitely get that done by the beautiful Shiza. Get your candles from the beautiful Shaquille. So drop a bomb for that. Amen. All right. Okay. Shiza. What you got for the people today?
Okay, so we're gonna go over a couple of things, but the main thing I wanted to me is for you guys to get y'all view out on entrepreneurship. I think a lot of people are describing entrepreneurship, business owners, self-employment as a journey that's like everybody else's.
Ooh,
And a huge thing for me is I think it's a huge individual journey, although you can pull from everybody around you throughout the time
Absolutely.
period. So I just wanted to see y'all view on that. So the first question would be define entrepreneurship to you.
I ain't gotta say nothing else for the rest of the show. Go ahead.
And that's
Go ahead, y'all.
None of my questions will be sort of directed at anybody. I just want to hear everybody's point of view.
For me, it's freedom.
Ooh, powerful. Breaking
I agree with
generational
that
curses.
one.
Go ahead.
Yes. It's the opportunity for me to be creative, imaginative, to learn in the way that I want to learn in my own style of learning, and also to share it with others as well. So like when I decided to get into business, I wanted something I could call my own.
Yeah.
Yes, run it my
Yeah.
way.
Yes. And I
Mhm.
wanted to leave something for my kids. I wanted something to be here when I left to remind them of me, and also give them something to be proud of. So it's like right now I got them involved in Coach My Growth. I got them involved with Beauty Sleep. They do stuff with me. My daughter comes to pop-up shops, and she's also our registration lady at the event. She's going to check everybody in.
Okay.
My son's coming. He's going to move chairs and put tables out and help with the cleanup. So
Family
it's a whole
business.
family
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so freedom for family.
Yeah.
So question, was it hard for you to get, because I work with a lot of women,
Mhm.
and that's probably the main question. I got
Yeah.
younger kids. How do I work my way around this? Any piece of advice you can give them?
Include them.
I agree. I say
Find
that a
out what
lot,
their
yes.
strengths are. Tell your
Mhm.
kids what you're challenged with in your business. I told my kids, and they gave me some really dope ideas.
Yeah, I agree.
My son's like, Mom, next you need to make slides for men.
He like,
He
"Where's
said,
my
put
stuff
beauty
in here?"
sleep on them. I said, you sure you think guys gonna want to wear beauty sleep slides? He said, I'm gonna wear them to school.
Yes. Aw.
You know, so he's used to, I made sweatshirts and he wanted one that said
Right.
beauty sleep on it. You sure? Yeah.
He's like, yes,
Yes,
right. I know.
Guys
I
need
love
that
that.
beauty
Yes,
sleep, too.
I agree. I definitely
agree with
agree
that.
with them.
I love
See,
that.
that's why
I
you
love
have
that.
to bring your village in. Kids
Oh, I
matter
love
to me
that.
a huge amount.
They
But
give
go
you a
ahead. I'm
different
sorry.
energy,
Whoever
so-
want to answer the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I
Enough about
love
me.
that. No, we need a
You
whole
coming
bunch
back. You
more
coming back.
about each one of y'all. I love that because if a woman's online shopping for her man or shopping for herself, she can get something for her king as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
So I love
Yeah.
that.
I
It's like,
agree.
come on, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of men actually do wear sleep like attire, especially house shoes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
House
So that
shoes,
is
or-
the avenue we
Yeah.
want to take
I
next.
think a lot
Especially
of men,
grown
robes.
men.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They complain about the shabby sleepwear that they see out there too. And you know, now they getting talked about if they just in drawers and a t-shirt.
No, they want to be
Don't-
silked out
Wasn't
too.
that a whole big thing?
Well, we got a man right here
Man,
with
You
you.
know, thoughts?
Man stealing women robes. They want the softness.
Right.
Make
Oh,
a man a soft
Lord.
robe.
Yes.
I love that.
I've never had a robe.
No.
You've never had a
No,
robe.
Never had a robe.
Oh,
The
Lord.
desire to
I
have
got some
one?
Never-
comments,
never
but I
had.
won't. I have some comments, but I
Pajamas.
won't say nothing
Or
because
matter of
I
fact-
feel like every queen. I'm gonna say it anyway. Every queen is gonna give their husband some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Of course, he gonna have slippers in a robe. Come on
Holidays.
now.
Yeah.
Right? Let me
I
stay
mean,
out.
I've been gifted like house shoes. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, queen.
But,
That is the first go-to.
But then like her daughter stole them. So
They were comfortable. You
Right.
missed
Stop.
out. You
Exactly.
missed out. They was comfortable.
uh,
Like he ain't using these.
look,
Gotta be quicker than
but
that.
I don't know if I'm interested in like a robe stuff like that. So
Okay.
I like my t-shirt and drawers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you okay?
yeah.
But sometimes you don't know that it's your preference until you
try
actually try it.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? You might be put it on like, you know what I'm
This
saying?
feel
You never know.
good.
You never know.
Yeah,
Mm.
especially
You
on
never
a
know.
fall day, you're in your recliner, and the windows cracked just a tad.
Come on,
Look.
come on with it. Make 'em
Then you got that
picture it.
Nice.
candle burning.
I was just gonna say, nice cup of coffee,
You
tea.
know, you got your nice robe on, you all comfy and snug with a nice book.
I
Grown
need to
ups.
see your
Cup of
Grown
videos
ups.
for a nice book and
advertising
robe.
because I know those videos is lit. They say make the person want what you offered, and she did it.
Just imagine.
Paint a picture. Ooh, you need to do a commercial, and guess who can do it first?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh,
See?
right here.
we right here. See, I love that.
Got it. What does entrepreneurship mean to you, King?
Yeah. Well, I would say kind of excuse my like with the freedom. I think that for me, I got there was so many times I got tired of thinking about somebody else's like stuff, and my business is about thinking about other people's stuff. But so what is like working at We Energies or Cousin Subs, and my neck is hurting, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, oh, I can't even think about my own stuff.
Yeah.
And so like that is so irritating. And
Yeah.
I've walked off jobs before,
Right.
because of that.
Because you want to be walking in your purpose and find your niche, and what it is that you have that's going to service the world.
There's that, and
Yeah.
that's a major piece too. But
Yeah.
I'm also like I'm an Aries, so
Oh, fire,
I
Lord.
like
Drop a bomb just for that. Jesus.
and so it's just like, I don't like things to interrupt my thought. You know what I mean? My thought pattern. You know what I mean? So, but I will say something that I've learned in entrepreneurship is that you have, in my opinion, real entrepreneurs, and then you have people who are, in my opinion, just hustlers, like
Trying to make money.
right? Always looking for the next thing and the next thing or whatever. But I think that to be an entrepreneur, like first and foremost, generational wealth has to be in the forefront of your mind, and there has to be this commitment, like ministry to it. And so even if things change or the assignment changes or the task change, like your ultimate purpose or whatever you're trying to create remains. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love it. I love it. Hand
The
clap for the
foundation.
king.
That's what a lot of people are missing. Is that it isn't just about the money. You have to have so much more than that to me sustain it
There
over
you
a
go.
period of time.
Yeah.
You get too many burnouts in between or moments of lack of motivation,
There you go.
where you have to be able to go to a place to say, this is so beyond me.
Yes.
That if I don't get up and do this, somebody else is going to miss something that they should have.
Right.
You won't
For
make
sure.
it.
Yeah.
I would like to add to, it's not for everybody. I know we
agree.
make it like this
Right.
cool thing,
Mhm.
and some people like, you just don't want to work. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't want to work, and you definitely don't want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
It's
If
true.
you can't handle that 9 to 5 and be there every day.
Right. A lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot
But the
more work
biggest
to
thing
push
is
Go from
yourself.
40 to
it's
100
the,
hours.
it's the kids, it's the children, it's the family. It's just like, is this only help? Is this job of 9 to 5 only helping me maintain, or is it really helping me to propel into something that's going to set my kids up, or even the community up? You know what I mean? In a better way or whatever. So
Love it. I love it. Thank you so much for the knowledge, King. It's all about the foundation. Okay. We all have gifts, right? In my opinion, my belief system, we all have gifts.
Yep.
Our gift, once we invest in our gift and find out what it is, that's what's going to be like a gift to the world. That's our service to the world.
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like the beautiful Shiza said, if it's not something that you love to do, you're not going to continue to do it. Right. That got to be your fire behind it all. I love this. This is why they at the table. Amen to that. Amen to that. Okay, Shaquille.
Well, for me, first of all of what they said.
Yes. Amen. Absolutely.
and also for me personally, it was the I was looking to take accountability for my own livelihood. Working jobs, you just never know. Like I've I've quit many jobs. Where I am now, I've been there 10 years. I feel like it's run its course.
Mhm.
And so I was looking to be able to sustain
Mhm.
without that job. So that was one of my motivations. I want to be in business for myself.
Absolutely.
You know,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
making money for everybody else. I do many things. It's so crazy. I do so many things that I don't put out there. My friends and family know
What
what
are
I
a couple things that you
I do
do?
so many
Listen, I'm
things.
like, I'm trying to
And-
invest.
Let's
do.
get these other things going.
There's so many things that I do. And
I know you said the body butters, body scrubs,
Mhm.
candles, just
catering.
oh my goodness.
Like I was
We
saying,
was cooking in the kitchen together. She was doing more of the cooking.
yeah, I do a lot of catering.
Yeah.
Custom drinks, like I said, the treats for baby showers. Like it's so
Oh,
many
yeah.
things I can do.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to not have to work a 9 to 5 and just focus on my crafts, I could. With me, it's always been an issue of nerves. You know, the job or having steady employment is a crutch for me, and I realize that. But I'm getting to the point to where I'm just gonna step
Take
out.
that leap.
So
Mhm.
I keep
I'm getting
hearing
there.
so
What your show
much.
say?
Girl,
Yeah.
stop playing.
I'm getting there. You
Hmm.
see.
Yes. So I actually keep hearing a lot about like the anxiety of starting your business, taking that risk and investing in yourself. Kenda and I, we spoke previously about like trauma behind, different experiences with that and getting past it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? What advice would you give someone who really wanted to invest in themselves and take that risk and step out on faith and, pursue their dreams and their goals as an entrepreneur? What advice would y'all give?
I say go for it.
Yeah, just
I
do
do.
it.
A
Just
part
do
of
it.
how She's a Vibe started is because I was in a very, very bad space. And crafting was my go-to. That
Yeah.
was my get up out the bed because this is going to make you happy. So my first business started strictly from that,
Yeah.
just because I enjoyed it so much. In between that, I started another business that was selling the objects that I use to create what I sell.
Mhm.
And I didn't like that business, but it was bringing in money.
Mhm.
And I closed it. And everybody's like, oh, no. Oh, why are you closing it?
Because you're really good at it.
And I said, you know what? I didn't like it, though.
Yeah.
And I didn't stop working to get into something that I'm doing again that I don't like just for payment.
Right.
That ain't what this was about. So
Yeah.
that's where She's a Guy came into play. So I feel like don't let the world put you in a box
Yeah.
that they
Right.
try to do. This niche thing that's going around, that's a
Yes.
huge thing for me too. And I get what he mean by the fakers, because you get the fakers that tell you to niche down, and you'll watch that same person build 4 or 5 different businesses in your face off the money you paying them to tell you to niche down. But what I say to people about the fake coaches is pay attention. I even tell my students, watch me for at least 3 to 6 months before you pay anything to me. You should watch it. This is your money that you invest in, and you want to make sure that what you getting is going to be what you need, because that's the problem. A lot of people see the hype, they see the surface based things, and they buy into it. And I did it. So that's why I'm telling people now from my own experience. I bought into something that I already knew. A lot of the information I was given in the beginning, I already knew, and it was very surface based. And I have been in business stuff for forever. I've been business management since I was 18. So I was familiar with so much stuff, but I wasn't upset because I understood the business side. I tricked myself. Accountability. I won't do it again. I can educate myself on a lot of this stuff, and then I'll find a coach that's worth it. But I watched them
Love
for 6
it.
months.
I love that.
Love that.
I've done that many times.
Mhm.
Paying for seminars or lessons and
To get there for a big ticket at the end to get half of the information.
all the stuff I'm already doing anyway. It's like, okay, you didn't give me anything additional.
Well, that's the great thing about Coach My Growth.
Exactly.
Yes.
When you purchase your ticket, I'm behind the scenes
Mhm.
sending you a registration form and communicating with you on the back end, helping you pick your coaches. And then the coaches that you
go.
pick, I'm giving you information on what they can provide for you. And then
That's
you're
good.
providing customized questions. So whatever it is that your business is dealing with, you're giving those questions to me
Mhm.
to give to the coaches. Meanwhile, they're researching your challenges and your issues. So by the time they are face to face with you, they already know you.
I
That's
love
good.
it.
So
I
you're not just
love
going
that.
to another
Let's hand
conference
clap
or
for
mixer
Right.
All
or
that
something
good
like
stuff.
that.
Cookie cutter.
Bring them
Yeah.
out. Bring them
Yes.
out. I love
No,
that.
seriously.
So I just want to just highlight a few things. Like
got
you were
too
saying,
excited.
she's a no, really, really quick though. Um, it's really important for people to be in those high level positions to have good cores.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
I can absolutely
Agreed.
contest that every single one of these people, none of y'all would throw somebody, to the wolves. None of y'all, y'all are all people with good moral values, right?
Yep.
So isn't it just so awesome for those type of people to get into those high level positions? Not only that, which I was going to say as well, what Kenda is doing with the Coach My Growth event,
Mhm.
bringing those people together. So people who have maybe gone through different traumas with having their own businesses, they can stop bumping their heads, right?
Yeah.
And everyone, that you have there who is experienced as a business owner can just help people with the with the journey, just simply help people with the journey, come together so we not bumping our heads as much anymore. That's so important, y'all. So I just wanted to get my 2 cents.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a
go
way
ahead.
too. You're holding other business owners accountable and saying, hey, when you start a business, don't forget that portion of community.
Ooh, that's powerful.
When you plan your budget and you're planning all the other parts of your business, make sure you plan community in there.
Yeah.
That should be something in there that's fundamental. And you're telling yourself, when I start this business, this is what I'm giving back.
I love it, y'all.
Yeah, like-
It's so emotional. Oh my gosh.
Coach for Growth
Okay.
Day. I'm about to sign up.
Go ahead, Xavier Antonio.
The only thing I was going to say to answer that question is the knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Counting up the cost before you get into or do anything. And so that's just go for it. And sometimes just going for it is going to go get the information.
I love that.
There were so many things just as a youth or young adult that I didn't get into just because I didn't have the confidence to do it. Like even getting into college, like fresh out of high school, went down there the MATC and they were telling me I couldn't get in without my mother's tax information or something. And I went to my mom like, they telling me I need your tax information. And mom's just like, they don't need that from you. I'm like, I'm just telling you what they told me. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't go that year, right? So second year, went back again, told me the same thing. Third year, I went down there and they told me the same thing. But
And
I
they
can't
do
remember,
need that, and I know why they need it, but go ahead.
but I can't remember. I called somebody. It might have been like one of the financial aid people or
There you
something.
go.
Called them and they were like, well, it's just this form that you fill out when you go down there. So I'm like, okay. So I went down there and got the form. And I'm like, so I've been coming here for 3 years and all I had to
could've
do was
just
fill out
filled
this
Reach out.
form. You know what
Reach
I mean?
out to
Yeah.
ask.
You know
They
what
just
I
need
mean?
to know your
a
financial
little bit.
status of your.
Reach out
But
to
I didn't
seek
know.
a little
Sometimes you don't
bit.
even
Yeah.
know what the questions
Right.
are, you know what I'm saying, to ask. And so that was 2005 or something like that, 2009.
Right.
And so it's like, and since then, I've had like 10 other people throughout my lifetime had dealt with the same issue. And I was able to, give them
Guide
that
them through it.
information.
Exactly.
So-
That's
what I
why.
want to do.
That's
so
what
bad.
you are.
And that's why
doing.
customer service
That's
is
the
important
purpose.
because somebody at MATC should have
Coulda
told you that
told you
the
that.
first year.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
poor management
Yes,
on their behalf.
that's
like,
exactly why customer service is just as important as selling
Knowledge is
something to a
power.
person. How
Yeah.
you treat them afterwards is just as important. It shouldn't have took them 3 years. Don't get me wrong,
Later.
MATC is a college, but it's still a business.
Yeah.
mhm.
So they were slipping on that.
They
They missed
definitely
your
was
money
slipping.
for 3 years
Yeah.
and could have
Yeah.
lost a person potentially for forever for something that they could have fixed.
And
Like when you
that's-
go in the store, I love if
Yeah.
a
And that
person
set you
say something
back.
extra.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
it matters for people in those positions to four-letter word
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
That's why it matters.
I agree.
We need our
So-
Care
They would be
Bears.
like, wait, come back.
We
No,
need
we
our
gonna
Care
figure this out
Bears.
with you.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in short, the point is confidence comes from knowing. And a lot of times the problem is we don't know.
Right,
So
right. And
That's good.
Kenda's event, Coach My Growth event, is going to inform a lot of people in different areas on how to build their businesses with four-letter word care. I love this table. She's question number 2. What we got? What we got, girl?
Do you believe in the blueprint? I know if y'all been in business, y'all know the blueprint.
Yes, Lord.
You don't know
She's
about
so
the blueprint?
Enlighten me.
Yes, I'm
She
going
got
to
a
enlighten
blueprint.
you.
That's why
Right,
she.
'cause I
No,
wanna know
I
what
do
she helps
not.
people
I
with their
am
business.
against
I mean,
the
I've
blueprint.
definitely
you're
heard
against
the
it.
album.
I am
Okay.
totally against
Right.
X
I actually
out
don't
the
know what the
blueprint,
blueprint
business
is.
owners, X out the blueprint. So I'm in the coaching community. That's probably why. But a lot of coaches express that they have this blueprint to your success. Follow this blueprint
sounds
to your
like a
success. It's
pyramid
basically
scheme.
what it is a system, I guess they would call it, of
Mhm.
what you need to do to reach where they are.
And do you
There
have to like
is
purchase
no-
something to find out what it
I'm
is?
gonna answer my own question.
Oh, go ahead.
So most of the times you are purchasing the blueprint. That's what you're
Oh.
purchasing from them.
Oh.
So it's your coach. They purchase a blueprint, which most likely would contain videos, maybe, some live videos in a group, that's it. Yeah, probably one-on-one session, maybe once, ranging from about $299. I've seen as high as $3,000.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
To
No
tell
person
you,
to person connection, just this blueprint that's on these videos.
So your personal
Wow.
opinion as being experienced with dealing with that is to not purchase those.
I would never lie. No, I want to ask, do y'all believe in a
no,
blueprint?
I don't believe
Okay.
in nobody
No.
telling me.
Thank
I
it's
don't
good.
at all.
We're
I
all
would-
individuals.
King, your answer. You thinking? I want to get this answer. I love opinion.
I mean, 1 + 1 does always equal 2. I do
Agreed.
believe there are certain principles in place that we should
Agreed.
follow to get to the final destination, but
I
you
think
know, it's a
everybody's
little
path is
different for
different.
Yeah.
exactly
What worked for
to get
them
there.
to get them there is not necessarily gonna work for everybody else.
I agree
Right.
with
And you
that.
probably where you are, status wise, money wise, because
Right.
you're
Mhm.
selling that blueprint to everybody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why it looks like it worked for you, but in reality,
Well, yes.
Who's
Well,
to know?
no, because even in PR and marketing, there's a lot of people getting into marketing or creative and media who might be operating off of books and studies from the 90s and early 2000s, that data that doesn't even work anymore, because so much with social media has changed things. So now I do believe that you can go find out what somebody learned, what took somebody 20 years to find out, you can learn in 2 hours
That's good.
by reading a certain book. But going back to knowledge is power, I think that there is a science to pretty much everything, and most of the time it's information that already exists.
That's true.
So an example of this is when we look at our energy bill or how we get energy into our homes. Most of us know that if I walk in this room and I turn this light switch on, or I click this switch, the light comes on.
Right.
And so that's how do you turn on a light? And that's what I would, because
I get
would
that.
consider
Right.
the blueprint.
Mhm.
I think that what I've done over the last 8 years at looking at marketing, looking at PR and business, period, is how does this work? Not
Right.
just walking into the room and turn on a light switch, but where does the energy come from? How does the transformer relate to the power line and all this other stuff? Because once you at least understand how it works, you can manipulate that information or that system to be creative.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And
She
and
said
to-
preach.
and to-
She said preach.
Come
Lord. Preach, Jesus.
and to fit your need. It's
Yeah.
like most of us in here might not do plumbing. You know what I mean? We might know, okay, I'm just turn this knob and this faucet comes on. Well,
Right.
what happens when that knob breaks and you don't
not
have the
coming
money or
on.
the landlord not moving fast enough? Are you even going to think, oh, I got a wrench down here that I can just put on here to turn this knob? So
Amen.
point is, if we spend more time learning how those things work, we'll be able to better manipulate that. So we do need to know about those blueprints.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? And
Knowledge is power.
and how those systems work, but we have to also be creative enough and critical thinkers enough
Right.
to dig deeper.
Right.
Right.
I
To
believe
make it
that
work
as
for
well.
us.
I believe
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
Make it work for
Come
us.
and agree
That's good.
that they're buying concepts.
That's good. And at the end of the
And
day,
that's exactly how I see it. You have to, it's not a waste. It's definitely an investment if you don't know this information. And you have to be able to take that information and add your variables,
Yeah.
your differences, and turn it into what you need it to be. And it will be a blueprint. It's a blueprint is by definition just something that sort of shows you how to get something built into something.
I
So
agree.
idealistically, yes, it is a form of a blueprint, but I think you have a lot of entrepreneurs trying to use it as if it's going to guide them somewhere.
Like the Bible.
The
Right.
concepts are all you need.
Right.
And then you see them getting discouraged because the concepts aren't all you need.
Right.
And they close in. And I see a lot of talented people. That's
Right.
where She's a Guy came from. They closed because they took too much emphasis to blueprints.
Right.
Yeah.
So at Courtier House, there's a lot of information, but I'm not going to charge somebody for a blueprint.
Yes.
Right.
But I will tell
agree.
you what I've done and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it to a certain degree. And,
Mhm.
and that part is free information.
Because
Most of
they're
it
good people.
You can reference and you can
I
honestly
agree.
find out on your own. So I shouldn't be charging you for that. But what I will charge for is like, how do we tailor this to you?
Mhm.
How can what are the services that I can provide you to help you get to where you
Agreed.
want to get to?
Yeah.
So speaking of servicing the people, Xavier Antonio, can you tell us a little bit more about PR marketing and the IBP program and all that good stuff that you do?
Yeah. Just starting with marketing, I think that most people don't really have a really good understanding of what marketing is. Like I hear entrepreneurs say all the time, I market myself. And oftentimes they may be promoting themselves or they may be advertising
So
themselves.
that's good.
But marketing is more so dealing with the data, is dealing with the information or the research, knowing who, what, when, where, how, those type of things. And PR, as public relations, that's more about how can I distribute a client's information into the world, in most cases for free,
Yeah.
That's going to be press releases being sent out to radio and newsletters and news sources. So it's me trying to get people in placements, in news, in articles and blogs, on podcasts. It's all of those type of things.
Grab hold of this, y'all. This is
A
a
whole
valuable
different form of awareness.
resource.
I'm
Please.
glad you split those three, but I'm glad you split marketing and promoting and advertising up.
Yeah.
Because I think that's something huge that people needed to hear. That's a huge one. Because
Yes. I
Yeah.
think
I
people
definitely
confuse them and think that they're the same.
Yeah.
I don't need a marketer.
You kinda do.
You're promoting, you're doing good.
I mean,
but if you're
yeah.
trying to get to that next level,
I mean, and I can't wait to really start having a lot of conversations with entrepreneurs about what are they doing to know who their customers are, right?
Ooh, that's
and,
good. That's
and and what are they doing to track that? You know what I
get
mean?
that target audience packed
Um,
down.
But and here's the other thing too. Like I said, there's things that have changed in PR and marketing, where now you have a better chance of being successful with a video going viral on TikTok or social media, period, than you are, or it's more effective that way than it is to be on Good Morning America or
Yeah.
Oprah
Oh, yeah.
or
It's
on
true.
Steve Harvey. These things are still effective,
Steve
and
Harvey.
they still hold weight. I think there's some type of brand equity or excitement that your friends and your family will have when they see you on Steve Harvey, or even people who think they know you, they don't really know you like that. Oh, you doing big? You was on Steve Harvey. So there is some level of excitement that comes from that.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about really generating leads and generating sales, it's going to be more effective for you to do a lot more in social media, because those are the best tools right now. The social media, the connected TV, digital, all of the Hulu and all of those type of stuff that allow you to do advertisements on there. And so what Courtier House is doing now is we figured out a way to bring a lot of people together, or a lot of professionals and platforms together, where it's us advocating for each other's brands and doing it in a way where we're just leveraging. I'm leveraging my own audience. So
Yes.
I'm not charging you anything to promote you to my audience. You're not charging me anything to promote me to your audience.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But we're leveraging that. We're advocating for each other. And then I teach on visibility, and I teach on maintaining relevance, and how you can use all of these things, all of these opportunities for exposure,
Ooh, powerful.
to gain what is called audience retention. And so,
Which is the goal
yeah,
Yeah.
for the Shine Your Light podcast.
That's for everybody.
and to track that audience
Yes,
retention.
Lord.
But the main piece is that networking piece. The main
Yeah.
piece is the advocating for each other. And we're mainly doing it through social media.
Love it.
That's nice.
Love
Yes.
it. Really quick, and then we'll get into the third question from Shiza. Can you, beautiful Kenda, tell us just some of the people that will be present at the Coach My Growth event?
Yes, absolutely. So we've got quite a bit of coaches. We're going to have Brianna McEntee. She's our business development coach for Blossom
Girl, I thought
Business
you was going to say
Consulting.
Rihanna. I was going
No.
how much is the tickets?
Girl, I wish. Well,
It's coming.
she
It's coming.
It's been out there now, so she coming.
Yes, Lord. Keep going. Shout out to Rihanna. Hey.
Shout out Rihanna.
Let me text her.
Yes, Lord.
We also have a new member. Her name is Kivana Beeman. She
Shout out
is our
Kivana.
spiritual coach.
Oh, I love it.
She's coming as a guest speaker to kind of talk about the importance of spiritual care, how
Yes.
it carries into your personal and professional life.
Yes, it does.
Very powerful segment. I'm very excited about.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah.
We also have Tiffany Glindsey, who's our wellness coach. She's
Okay.
also a personal trainer and nutritionist.
Love it.
So she's also coming as a guest speaker to
Love
talk a
it.
little bit about that.
Wholeness.
Yes, we want to give
Mind,
you a full
body,
service of
right.
coaching. We're not talking about.
Spiritual. I
Yeah.
love it. Because our people need that so much. you
We
know?
want to address the trauma because
Yes,
that's really where it
Lord.
comes
Address
from.
it,
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know, so that's what it is. Like
Yes,
even putting this
yes.
all together.
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
told Kivana, I said, girl, you help me every day.
Yes. And a lot
I
of
need you.
a lot of people don't necessarily either believe in therapy or have access to therapy. So going to an event like this, I feel, will allow them to tap into those different areas,
Yeah.
you know, holistically. So thank you for putting this event together. I know it's a whole bunch of more people
Yeah.
that are coming, and maybe, you know, if you don't mind later, you can put it in the chat.
Okay.
Just so people can kind of see what's going to be available to them. Really quick shout out to Tiffany, aka Apple, for watching. We appreciate you. The beautiful Latoya, Abigail, my friend who lives in India. Hey girl, can't wait to actually come over there and visit you. My beautiful auntie is watching. Hey, Robin.
Hey, y'all.
Miss Loving
Right, we don't
Wife.
get to say hi.
Hello to you all.
Yes. My auntie says self-love and self-care. Love
Aw.
it. Love it. So just want to shout out to y'all, my cousins and them. We appreciate y'all for watching. There's purpose in everything we're saying up here. There's purpose in absolutely every person that is up here. You know, I'm very intentional with the message and the people that, you know, I place at the table. Y'all are very powerful people. Y'all are servicing the world with y'all gifts. So I just want to thank y'all for that. So yeah, hand
You're
claps
welcome.
for that. Yeah, you better cry. You better cry on the Shine Your Light podcast. Think I'm up here for? No, just kidding. I cried before I got here, Jesus. All good tears. All good tears. All right, enough of my business. Question number 3. She's
Yes. Advice to your first step entrepreneur self. So
Ooh.
that advice you would give to yourself that you did not know until you were deep into it as you are now. I'm sorry.
Network first.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Me and my
That's
mom were just talking
huge.
about that. She's like, everything you're doing now, we should have did that first. I said, you are absolutely right. We're doing it a little backwards, but we're finding
Well,
our
we
way.
getting there.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
network
good.
first.
That's
Someone
what I
says
missed
stay
out on in the
consistent.
beginning.
Someone
Yep.
says stay consistent. That's good.
Yeah.
Because you really, you know, I really feel like it's almost like stepping stones when you meet different people, you know what I'm saying? And they're able to embark in you different things.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of us do be kind of like closed off and into our shells. And, you know, so what advice would you give somebody that's kind of like more so into their shell and they're really good at what they do, but
Me.
networking is probably not, you said me, it's everybody.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
I did not
absolutely
want to be the
everybody.
face of my business.
'Cause
All of
people
this,
are
even me being here
mean.
today, is me out of my
Background
shell,
every
girl.
business that I've helped, I did not want to
But
be
what
the face.
what brought you? What advice would you give somebody else to get out their shell? What would you say really brought you
Don't
out
count yourself out.
I love that.
They do.
I
Right.
love
I
that.
swear,
This-
don't.
what she's
That's
representing
big.
on her shirt. Have confidence in you to know that you belong at that table. And if you do run into somebody that's mean, call me first of all. I'm gonna tell them to be nice. Ain't nobody got time. But you're responsible for your own energy. You know what I'm saying? So just be confident in you, and if you run into that, just go.
Get away
Keep it
from
moving.
Yeah, exactly. Just get
Keep
away
it
from
moving. I had to remind myself
It
of
won't
that.
stop. It's not going to stop.
Because I used to think
just get
everybody
away
was
from
just
it,
as
keep it
sweet as
moving.
Lachelle, and everybody was just rainbows and magic and love.
And they ain't.
And it's
Yeah,
not.
they're not.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And a lot of what I had to realize as well when attempting to network is a lot of people have been through a lot of things. So it's not
Mhm.
even that they're mean or anything. It's just that
They gotta guard
their
it.
trauma. Yes.
Except in I would say 99% of how you treat it negatively is not personal towards you.
Right. A lot of time it's
So,
not.
yeah,
And once
treat
I
it just
started
as
I learned that.
changing my
Mhm. That was a
viewpoint on
hard
it
one for
Service.
me.
and
That
stop
was a
taking
hard
things
one for me.
personal, they might just be having a bad day. You just got to chalk that up.
Mhm.
It's not you. They're probably just having a bad day, Shell.
Yeah.
It's all good. Keep it moving,
Mhm.
and light attracts light. You know what I'm saying? So the more you light your light, and take care of yourself and all that good stuff, the more you attract people with the light.
Right.
So that's good advice. I'm still coming out my shell.
Your piece of
What I mean, the networking thing. Like
Yeah.
You
I was,
agree with
I,
that too? Yeah.
I just wanted to respond and say I was the guy that definitely didn't like to talk to people,
See?
especially people I didn't know, and it goes back to definitely a confidence thing. I
Yeah.
used to be like at a Starbucks on Capitol or whatever, and this guy named Marcus Webb. Some of y'all, his name might
Mhm, I
sound
know
familiar.
exactly.
He used to be up there all the
Writing
time.
stories on
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah. But I knew him from poetry, the Poetry
Oh,
Unplugged days,
wow.
or whatever. And I used to come up there and I used to be studying and working on stuff. And he used to always try to introduce me to people, and I used to get mad. I'm like, dude, stop. I'm not. You're here to run your mouth, not me. Like, leave me alone. But I'm
Get
and
somebody
again,
else to do it.
it's
Right.
just
Amen.
how my I don't like anybody interrupting my thought. So
Yeah.
and so, but I do believe the networking piece is a great piece, and I know that even more so now. But I think though, for those people who may be in their shell, it's just it's a season of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
And
powerful.
I didn't come out of that, and I didn't learn until I actually started engaging with people. You know what I mean?
Just
Like
doing it.
it's like the more you do it, you
They're
know what I'm
not-
saying?
they're not
It's
so
like,
bad.
and it's like this is not what I wanted, but how
I
y'all
agree.
doing?
Yeah. I like this a little.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I can do this again next time. Maybe.
But my short answer, and I look like Tom got something to say, but my short answer to answer that question is what I would say to my first step, but this isn't it. Like, Xavier, I think you think this is it, but this ain't even it. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
good. That's
I
good
like it.
advice for the fellas.
Mm.
Tony Tone, producer Tone in the building. Turn that mic on, Tone.
Okay,
we
first
need,
of all,
we
is
need
my
that
mic
wisdom.
on? Okay, my mic is on.
Yes,
First of
King.
all, I'm offended that I was not invited to the entrepreneur conversation.
Oh my
I just want you to understand that. Okay, but I'm gonna let it
You had
slide.
executive privilege around here.
I'm gonna let it slide.
Come on to
Like,
the
because first of all,
table.
how are you not going to invite Wisconsin's #1 business
Come on.
podcast to an entrepreneur conversation? Okay,
Proud of you.
so I'm gonna,
So proud of you.
but I'm gonna let
King.
that slide.
I was
No.
trying to give you a break.
But you know what? I'm glad you said that, because my piece on this, like everything y'all been saying, is awesome. But there's one thing that I have not heard any of y'all say. You have to stop and smell your flowers.
I love that.
We are too much in a rush to go to the next goal or do the next thing or outdo what we did last year, that we personally do not stop and enjoy the success that we just had. As an entrepreneur, every single step is a new milestone for us
Yeah.
because we didn't do this before. Every time we create a new scent of a candle that everybody loves, stop and enjoy that moment. Like, bitch, I did this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that moment where you knew what you did. When you create something new and you see that person rocking it, be like, that's a 1 and a 1.
Yes.
That's mine. That's why that person's a vibe.
It's a win.
Gotta enjoy your
Yes.
moments. When my guy puts together a project that probably He had to stay up all night to come up with the idea and the concept.
Yes.
And when you see it fruition, stop and enjoy the fact, like, that's mine.
Yes.
I did that.
That's
A lot of us
good.
do not stop to
That's good.
enjoy our
So
moments.
true.
Matter of fact, one of the biggest issues we as Black people have is we humble ourselves when we're being praised. There's a difference between accepting your praise and stating your facts and being cocky.
Ooh, there's
Okay.
it.
And I
Yeah.
think we automatically allow everybody to assume that anytime we're enjoying our moments, we're being cocky, and that's not the case.
Right. That's
You
good. That's
did
good.
that. Okay. You sat there and you did something that you put your goal to do it, and you did it successfully. Enjoy those moments.
Love
Smell
that.
those flowers, and then go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we need to do more of.
Yes. Thank you.
He got a line. He got a stand. Do we need to stand up? Standing ovation. He got a
Yes,
live
thank
hand
you
clap.
for
Thank
that.
you for that tone. You can go back to smelling your flowers.
Hey.
You said you celebrated and you back to the business. Next award coming up.
Yes. Yeah, that's some really solid advice because some people just be
Yes.
on the go, and then they
Mhm.
kind of get drained. But yeah, that's good to just take that time and acknowledge your work.
Yeah, and the fact that you even stepped out on something you thought to do, wanted to do, and brought it to fruition,
Yep.
it
Yeah.
is big.
And if you fail on any level as you're pushing to become your very best self for yourself and for your business, just know that that's just a deterrence. Like it's just pushing you in a different direction, but keep going. Don't allow the failure to
And
completely
that's gonna
knock you out.
happen. That's why what he said is so important.
It's
Because
powerful.
celebrating those little wins,
Powerful.
make those fails, be like, and you keep it moving because you understand that that's the inevitable. It's going to
Right.
happen some ways. Failures to me are not
Here you go.
I was saying,
hardships. They're
failures.
lessons.
There are no such things as failure.
I
Lessons
agree.
learned.
I always say I'm going to take this L. I don't say I take these L's because it's a loss. I take these L's because it's a lesson.
Yeah.
I'm learning from something.
Yeah.
Nobody was doing internet radio like the way I was doing it, other than Home and Blow at the time I first started it. So I only had one representation, but I knew I didn't want to do it like him.
Right.
Shout out
Had
to
no-
Hummer Blow. Woo, woo.
Nothing wrong with him, because
Yeah,
that will
shout out to
always
Hummer Blow.
be
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
my blueprint.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
always be my blueprint. But I didn't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted something different. I wanted to give a voice to the voiceless.
Ooh, that's
Meaning,
powerful.
I wanted to be able to allow people who have something to say, have a place to say it, whether it's just for a brief moment in time
like me.
or it's for a long season. I want you to be able to have that ability to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But then the next step would have been, now you said it, what's next?
Yeah.
You can complain about a problem, but you also got to talk about how you would fix it.
Yep.
Mhm.
You gotta have
And
those
that's
solutions.
literally how I end up making my situation be. So there were times where I gave people a show that should not have had one.
Mhm.
But that's how you learn how to improve your quality. Then when podcasting became this mega thing, I learned that I have to make the change to match with it.
Come on.
But the thing about it was how do you make that change?
Keep preaching.
Do you jump out there head first and be like, hey, I've been doing this for 8 years,
Mhm.
follow my blueprint? No, my blueprint don't work now because it was based on radio.
Right.
We're now in podcasting. So what do? I have to relearn. Take these L's I did in the beginning, change this audio sound,
Switch it
find a
up.
marketing director, get a social media analyst. I had to relearn everything. When I tell you the first year of podcasting, I probably spent maybe $6,000 more than I should have
Mhm.
because I did not learn from my mistakes.
Yeah.
I just assumed my original blueprint is the same thing.
Powerful.
It looks the same, it smells the same, but it was mushrooms, not beef. So you got to learn how to look at things a little bit differently in regards to it. And then I end up evolving. And then when I evolved, I went back and I got everybody who had my original blueprint. This is how you make the change. This is how you evolve. But if you come deal with me, this is how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I gave you the game, like bro said. I give you my intro, but if you want to customize it for you, Now we got to talk some greenbacks.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And that's how I ended up evolving into where I am right now.
Yes, evolution. We
See,
love
I had to go
it.
do some stuff over there. So I
No, we appreciate you. And Tone, I just want to thank you for, allowing me to have a platform where my vision can come into fruition. One of my visions has always been to have a platform or podcast conversation, all that good stuff, where people can come and share their testimonies, where people can come really showcase how God did something great for them, right? Because I really feel like we're all supposed to be learning from each other's lessons. So thank you for giving me a platform to be
oh, my bad. Didn't mean to do that.
to be able to do that, Lord. To be able to do that. I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, all that good stuff. And one thing I do want to point out, can't nobody do you like you. It don't matter how many people are doing the podcast. It doesn't matter how many people are doing the radio stations and all this and that. Everybody is, unique. Your business is your identity. You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody do you like you. There's only one Shell.
That's big.
I know.
It is.
That was one of
I'm
my,
a lot too.
That
But
was
go
my
ahead.
thing. Like
Yeah.
not wanting to do something because other people were doing it.
It's my grandma, y'all. Go ahead. She calling. Yeah.
But
And it doesn't
like,
take away that what you do is great too. It's
Mhm.
just it's different. But what you do is also great. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Different levels. Keep going, Queen.
oh yeah, no, I was just saying like putting things off because
Somebody
candles
else
was
is already
always my
doing
thing,
it.
and there's tons of candle makers, and especially if you know someone else that does it, and you don't want them to think
No, you
trying to
do it
steal
too.
their idea, things like that.
You do it too. You just do
And,
it your way.
Yeah, and for me, it was like putting it off, putting it on the back burner. But then you're seeing so many other candle makers coming out of the wood, and it's like I could have been doing this years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was just always thinking about what other people would think.
Nope.
So,
You threw that mindset out, and I'm thankful that you did. Just give y'all a little brief example before we get to that final question. I'm getting back into real estate this summer. Yes, I almost decided not to do it. I wanted to get licensed in a different state, but I'm like, I'm gonna give it another go at in Wisconsin. So one of my mentors who I absolutely love, so much, he was like, Shell, shout out to Javon Holmes. Woo woo. He was like, we were having a meeting and I said something to him. I was like, well, I think we were going to a conference. And I was like, well, I don't want, these clients to come over to me. I want them to come to you because, you're doing this. He said, Shell, that doesn't matter. If they're for me, if they want me as their realtor, they're going to choose me as their realtor. Nothing that you do is going to take away from my clients choosing me. That's going to be my client base, just like the people who are going to choose you is going to be your client base.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can all, and I think there's so much separation in the Black community when people are doing the same thing. The podcasters shouldn't be against each other. We should be promoting each other and promoting conversations that we're supposed to be promoting. Go ahead, Tal.
And that is what the podcast community actually does.
And they
pay
do.
attention.
Yeah.
Like,
they absolutely do. I love
I'm not
that.
the only network here. I'll be stupid to believe that.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is all of us producers and owners and conglomerates of these networks, we do work together.
Yes.
We literally get together maybe once, twice a month, and we sit down and talk about what are we doing on our network, what new tools are being introduced,
Yes.
how can we make our lives easier. We even plan big things together. So the podcast community in the city of Milwaukee is probably one of the best ones throughout the country, period.
That's
Because
good.
we literally all work and motivate each other.
Yes.
Prime example, you have been everywhere
Yes.
for
Yes.
the past
And
month.
I'm working up towards something really cool.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you've been everywhere. You've been on multiple different networks and everything.
Yes.
And if you've noticed, you will see other shows just in the comments watching the same show with them, having the conversation, being part of the dialogue, helping promote
Yeah.
Yes.
your same episode.
I share several
Like,
podcasts.
just sharing everything with
rare.
everybody. And that's very rare,
Yeah.
especially in an industry where, like you say, we all do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. On my network alone, I have at least 7 candle makers.
Mm.
But let there be a blackout here at Sherman Phoenix, and if one can't make it, they're already telling the other person, hey, there's a pop-up coming up on the
Exactly.
28th at Sherman Phoenix. Make sure you sign
Exactly.
up. So even though that they won't be there, they're still telling you about it. They're not being
Yeah.
selfish. It's like, ooh, this girl, she sell candles. I don't want to sell that because she got a strawberry candle. I got a
No.
strawberry candle. No, I'm out of strawberry candles.
Crazy to me.
I'm out of strawberry candles. Oh, I'm out right now. But insert person here who does have that kind of scented candles.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't like hers, here's a couple of other people,
Right.
but I'll have mine back in stock in a couple of weeks. Now I'm giving you choices. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm giving you choices. You want to wait for mine for 2 weeks? Fine. I love the I love the fact you waited for me. Let me go ahead and put something special in that one for you for being a repeat customer. But you still, I'm still going to help everybody out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If somebody at Walmart ain't got nothing to sell, they ain't gonna say, well, Target ain't got it either. No, they'll be like, you can get that anywhere.
Exactly. And that's how it's supposed to be. Shout out to The Pod. I absolutely love them. I'll be working with them very soon. Shout out to Chatty Queens. I've watched their podcast. Shout out to Team Teal 365. Love their podcast as well. Got some people that's at this table that's going to be podcasting coming up soon. I know you do a lot of things as well. So, yeah. You have a lot of conversations in MKE, you know what I'm saying, for the people. So, yeah, all type of stuff coming up. You know, you today, whenever you want to say.
I wanted to piggyback on that blueprint
Yeah.
thing you said,
Okay.
because this came to my mind. I was thinking of it. I was reading this book called No Excuses, Self-Discipline.
That's good.
And in the book, the guy says, one of my customers approached me and said, hey, I read your book. It was a really good book. The first couple years, I was very successful. I made a lot of money. He said, but you're not telling the truth to people. And the guy said, what do you mean I'm not telling the truth? He said, well, you failed to tell people that blueprint, the goals, like the tools that you created, they stopped working at some point. And he's like, what do you mean they stopped working? He's like, well, I did everything you said to do. I followed the guidelines and it worked for a few years, but it doesn't work anymore. I stopped making the money. You know, my profits aren't the same. It just kind of, it's stagnant. And he said, well, did you continue to do the work? And he
Powerful.
said, what do you mean? He said, it's not about me. He's like, I gave you everything I knew, but did you take the next step to learn more for yourself, to continue to grow?
Right.
So you can have a blueprint all day, but if you don't continue to do the work, find other avenues, other ways to educate yourself, more opportunity for yourself, you will be stagnant.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah,
And
I'm
clap
going to
for
create a
that.
program called Renovate the Blueprint.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, look, you getting ideas.
I actually like that concept. Because,
I like that.
Serious. Speaking of confidence, because you spoke about confidence a lot, and that was a huge problem for me. It wasn't my confidence in my knowledge. I've always been knowledgeable. It was more so my confidence in my mistakes that I had made that had nothing to do with my talent.
Mhm.
That made it pour into my business just because it made me second guess the knowledge that I knew because of lively decisions. So one of the main things I can say that got me out of that was realizing and accepting the accountability that the blueprint that I bought was my mistake. But when going back to what I was really trying to say about my confidence, I feel like
That's
okay.
all right.
pray for me.
That's okay. I
My
pray for you all the
confidence
time, girl. Pray for me
lacked.
too.
So it put me in second. I'm not gonna say second place, but second position. I allowed people, like she said, to get out there ahead of me. But now I'm glad I allowed them to get ahead of me because I didn't hold it in my heart that they were ahead of me. I didn't look like, oh, they did it. And I actually looked at those people and got advice.
Go ahead, Tom.
I didn't consider not a single soul my competition because I did self-work. That's what I was going to say, my main point. I did self-work when I first started my business. A lot of my self-work involved me getting the confidence while not creating a competition with another person. And that's what Shiza is about. She's is letting all women know that they are vibes. They maintain that same energy that when they see me and they see me doing something great, is to let them know that you can do.
Yes.
So to build that confidence up. And I think the male community has that a lot better than.
No.
Tell us,
No,
please tell us,
really?
because it's
No.
a
I don't think-
misconception.
No.
Because I really feel like, don't get me wrong, we tend to run in groups, but just because we in groups don't mean it's beneficial, don't mean it's productive, don't mean it's even positive most times.
Mhm.
So just because you see a lot of women clicked up a lot, don't mean that is being
No.
supported in a positive manner. Like,
Here's before we get to that part, because that part gonna have me go off on a tangent in a minute. Let's back up. No. You doing exactly what a conversation like this is supposed to do.
I love it.
Number one, your thought process like that, you're not wrong at all. I've been working jobs where I have to interact with people for well over 30 years. Okay, and I'm only 44, so that's a long time. But one thing I learned during my time working for Samsung is somebody can always create and invent and make something new. But it's when that one person sits back and studies what that person did and polishes it is when it becomes perfection.
I agree.
What's the number one phone that everybody has right now?
Apple.
What is the one thing that all people say about what is the
All I
number
heard was
one
number
thing
one
that
phone, Apple.
Exactly.
what is the number one thing that non-Apple users always say to Apple owners? Oh, we've been had that for about 2 years.
Yeah.
We've been doing that. Oh, you're just now getting something we've already had.
Did you use it?
I
right,
like my
though?
Android.
But did you incorporate it that it made sense? Not knocking Apple. I only have an iPhone because everybody here has an iPhone. It's easy to talk to them. I'll be Samsung for life. But
That's why I switched.
right.
I was forced.
I
I
actually
was
have
forced.
an
I was
iPhone,
forced.
but I switched.
Forced.
I switched.
So,
from iPhone
but
to
the reason,
Android.
but the thing about it is when I was working at Samsung and I'm talking to the customers who had Apple and who were so ecstatic about the littlest things, where I'm like we've been had this for so long and we made this work for so well and we can do A, B, C, D. I started looking at it from a business perspective. Apple was smart enough to say, you go make my mistakes for me. Okay. You go out here and you
That's
be the demo. Okay. And that's exactly what Samsung was doing. Samsung was
think
coming up
about
with
it.
new ways to make their device a little bit different than what was there before. And then when they perfected it,
Here come Apple.
then Apple was like, oh, that's dope. We can put this in here. And because our system works only on our system, ooh, we can make it do this. And then you push it out and says, hey, we have this now. Even though Samsung and Apple is in competition, Apple wouldn't exist without all the parts that Samsung makes for it. So at the end of the day, it's still a partnership.
It
Yeah.
is.
No matter how you look at it.
Example. That's a
And they
That's
need
good.
each other. at
And
the
they
end of the
need
day.
each other. And that's what I have to remind people. Whatever you decide to do in regards to your choice to start your entrepreneurship life, look at what everybody does every single day.
Don't count
I
nobody out.
don't listen to podcasts like I used to because I record, edit, do so much in regards to them. But I do go check out what other networks do. I do go see how the Canadians do their things. I go see how networks are overseas. I go see how networks in California. I go look and see what the biggest networks are doing. And then I go to cities who barely have a podcast community and I see what they're doing. I don't do that because you're my competition. I do that to see what are you doing to stay in the position you're in.
That's good.
Okay.
That's
And
good.
that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
You're always supposed to be learning. Teachers are required to go back to school every 2 years and they do the same single syllabus every single year. Why? Because it's how to learn how to deal with something new as time changes. If you have a teacher who started teaching when cell phones didn't exist, and now you're teaching still to now, you do not know how these kids operate when it comes to technology. You've never put forth an effort to evolve with everything else. You have to do that with your business. You create this roller skate, right? But people don't roller skate like that. No more. So how do you still keep your brand positive? You have to see what's going on. You have to not necessarily pay attention to the trends, but more so, how do you get ahead of the trend?
Yes.
What's next to be expected? Okay, so we're at the end of basketball season. We're in playoffs. So we're currently in baseball. So kind of rough thinking about getting prepared for baseball. Football season. Let me start preparing my football season now.
Yeah.
What can I start creating so when football season starts up, I'm already at the front door ready to sell you whatever you need to have your year be great.
Yeah.
It's how you prepare yourself.
Yeah.
So, no L's, always learning. Nobody's really competition because we're all going to get
Love
money.
that.
And who
Nobody's
can
really
compete with
competition.
you?
That's the point.
There's only one you.
Only examples of growth.
Now,
Amen.
Be-
Love
One
Before
last
you
thing-
move on,
one
Tom,
last thing and I'm done.
Okay.
No,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
you know, so I just want to say that there are two types of devices. There are Apple devices and non-Apple devices, and that's it.
No,
And-
that is
and-
not it.
And when y'all and I do
love
support
my
those,
Galaxy. I love my Android.
and I do support
I love my
those who march
Android.
and rally for their non-Apple rights. Okay.
Ain't nobody got time. I
There are-
have an Apple. I have
Okay.
an iPhone.
I
and I have
I'm hearing it
Android.
like
I will
that.
let
I prefer
that
my
slide.
Android.
I will let that slide only because only in America is Apple really that successful.
Wow.
People have literally begged me to switch back to my iPhone, but it's just my preference.
My
iPhone
coach is
gave me a
an
headache.
Indian.
I don't
He
know.
does not like iPhone.
Yeah,
He
it's
put me
only
up
in
on
America.
so much information with iPhone. It's crazy.
No, I like
I'm
my
adapted.
Android.
I love the synchronization. I'm sorry they
I like
killed
my
me with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I
Pick
tried
up
to
my
learn the
iPad
Android
Pro
and I got
I'm good.
frustrated.
I can just go from there. It's-
But like Tom was saying with the Apple versus Samsung and about the confidence thing or being second, I spend a lot of time being the leader in a lot of just almost anything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Some form of leadership. And I have guys who worked under me and studied under me who are like going off to do their own thing. They're doing their own events. They're doing their own promotion service or all those type of things. And I've always told them that me being a leader, it does not mean that I'm the best.
Right.
It just
Amen.
means that
That's
I'm
powerful.
first.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Like there are
Yeah.
doors that, I had to kick through and learn about the fires that had to be put out. And even when it comes to good PR, it's all about the public having a good opinion about you. And there was a lot of things that I had to go through. And I'm now able to tell some of my brothers or my clients, like, yeah, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Purposing it all.
That's a good idea.
that wouldn't
Purposing
be
it all.
that wouldn't be good. You know what I'm saying? Or this
Yeah.
is a good move, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type of thing. So
Purposing it all.
sometimes being first is just about it doesn't mean that you're the best. You know what I mean? But going back to what Tone said, somebody can come along and polish, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, that thing that they either learned from you or the thing that you were doing.
Which is what we're supposed to do.
And it takes a lot of confidence too to be second as well.
Amen.
Agreed.
Powerful. Sometimes second is the best. Amen.
I
Won't he do it?
Believe it or not, the funniest thing in the world, at my jobs, no matter what job I've ever had, I've always been really good at what I do. But I always tell everybody I never want to be first.
Mhm.
Because when you're first, not only are expectations
all the
now based
mistakes.
on you,
Yes.
you're always expected to perform there. So eyes are always on you for everything you do.
Yes.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, that was one of my biggest fears with becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah. All eyes will be on you.
Yeah.
But when
Was
you're
always having to
second,
outdo myself.
when you're
Yeah.
second, you're allowed to make those mistakes.
Yeah.
You're allowed to stumble a little bit. You're allowed to have a break. You're allowed to be, just okay for a couple of minutes because now you got time to step back and look and see what happened last month that I didn't perform like I'm used to.
Right.
Because you're second. You're not that top people everybody praise.
Yeah.
I don't always need accolades for everything I do. I'll get a lifetime achievement award, and that'll be the happiest award I ever had. I don't need the month to month kind of things in regards to it. I don't need the best in the world. I don't need it. Like if it's on me, fine. Let's do it. Let's rock out. But that's not what I need. I need the ability to be confident in my growth and maintain that. Oh, I've been second 12 months straight, but whoever's been first has always gone up and down. So who's the more reliable employee? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at it too.
Powerful.
That is a different perception for
Consistency is
sure.
always better. Now, getting back to your men, women, and then I'm done. And then I got a phone. Then I got a business phone call, and I'm done. It's not even gonna take. I only got 2 minutes for this. Number one, women actually support each other, believe it or not, more than men do.
Really?
Men have a natural alpha male thing. If you pay attention to my network, it's a free speaking network, right? 85% of my shows are women. 85% of my shows are not women because I just love the presence of women. I love
We
my
got a
black
lot
women.
to say.
Hold that right there. Hold that right there. Okay. But mostly it's because some men don't want other men to tell them how to be them. We won't do that. They won't allow that. We have to buck up our chest and we have to be the one that comes up with the idea. So some men will literally come here, act like they're going to do a podcast with me, learn all it takes to start one, and then go do it on their own. I have no problem with doing that. Just if you would have came to me first, I would have just, hey, bro, here.
Just been honest
This is
about
what
the
we could have
intent.
did, got you together, sent you on your way, life would have been good. But because you don't want to have another man be the one holding the reins,
That's a generational
we
thing.
have that
That's
problem.
a curse on our
Whereas
people.
in women, y'all literally have consistent events and groups and seminars and everything
Okay.
exclusively only for women. There is actually one going on right now where there is a sip and speak. Speaking of Ashley, because she's doing something right now.
Shout out to
Literally
Ashley
has an
Stokes.
event that is literally catered to just women.
Mm.
Women will come out and support another women's event in a heartbeat. You could just say women only, and it will almost damn near sell out.
Yeah.
You try to do that exact same type of event for men, two, and one of them came with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Now I just had an all male panel,
Two, and
but
one of them
yes.
came with you.
I agree. I think that's
Okay.
a generational curse. That's honestly just on our people because not all races are like that.
I've something that I've noticed with some men, it goes back to a confidence thing as well. And like it might not necessarily be where this man might not want to listen to me or want me to hold the reins on something, but many of us have different levels of intelligence and we have different levels of understanding. Like, so I've had men around me who just can't understand where I'm coming from or what I'm saying or what I'm teaching or whatever.
Right.
So for them, they have to go and bump their own head. They have to go and figure it out on their own. And in some cases, they do just want to be the one in front. You know what I mean? A lot of those times, but most of the time, it's the way that they understand as well. Like I really, and they don't want it to be where somebody else is critiquing. Like, okay, I told you this,
That's
I
the
showed
ego
you this.
thing. Yeah.
And now you don't want to get it wrong because you feel like you being wrong, you're accountable to me type of thing.
Right.
So you rather go do it on your own and get it wrong.
There's
type
so
of thing.
much
See,
wisdom
I've
in
seen
listening,
that.
though.
Women
There's
just
so
as
much
much.
wisdom in
Yeah.
just listening.
They may be in groups, but the intent behind that group. When you in the group, you find out the intent ain't there.
Are you
Yeah.
speaking
So
of like
then you're
Mean
not
Girls?
You're not so comfortable. Like surface based, I think a lot of things are confused just looking at the surface base. We do have a lot of women programs. We do have a lot of things that are extended for just women. But while you're in that room, am I getting 3 dirty looks from other women? Maybe. That's not comfortable for me. I won't go. I won't put myself in that type of space.
Which
just
is
to
why Lachelle
get
usually
2 or
stays
3
in her
people,
shell.
because
Yeah.
that affects me tremendously.
But you have to have a
Because
lot of
I'm so
confidence in
open.
yourself, regardless
Yes.
of them looks, that you're still gonna be at that table,
Yeah.
and they're just gonna have to deal with your presence.
I
Because
can't
what
do
it
with
probably
this
is,
genuineness.
what
I
it
just
probably-
rather not have it.
Don't
That's-
have
I'm
the
an open,
connection.
loving person.
You
I've
are.
been burnt
That's
too
right.
many
And
times
that's
by
where-
trying to give that genuineness
Yeah.
to show a person it's okay, baby. Open up a little bit. I got you. I ain't that way. And you end up burnt so many times. You see that sign, and you like, nah, I'm gonna go to the heart because I love on everybody. To
Yeah.
Okay,
me,
so-
I'm a
I'm
person
that
that I
way
see
too.
you. I love you already.
That's
You
why
are.
I'm thankful
You're
for
You're very
my-
genuine. This is
my
how I kind of look
Aquarius
at it.
traits
Oh
sometimes,
yeah,
'cause,
yeah,
I
Hold them
don't
back.
care.
exactly. And nor should you. This is how I kind of look at it because I get that because I've experienced that my entire life. Like I
You've been
told
working
you,
with me on
I
that
thought, listen, we got each other. You all are such a guide in my life. She's a guide. But this is how I kind of look at it, right? And I actually had this experience, but I'll say it like this: if you're walking across the street, right? Say you almost get hit by a car. You didn't get hit by a car, but you almost got hit by a car. That causes some type of trauma in your life, right? Now, is that going to prevent you from never crossing the street again? No, you're just going to look both ways next time.
Right.
You're just going to be more cautious. You still need to get to your destination. You still need to cross that street, but now you have a better way of how to do it. Look both ways. So we know we're going to deal with people like that. There's literally no way that we're
Around
not
it.
going to deal
No
with
way
people
to
like
avoid
that.
it.
Yes. And that has kept me in my shell for so
Me too.
long. It's
Yeah.
so, you know me, so you know it's so easy for me to bring other people out their shell. Why? Because there's a genuine core there. But when I'm around other people that may, you know what I'm saying, that may not give me the same thing, instead of combating that, I'll just be like, oh, I'm straight, I'm all right. But that'll prevent me from being in that room. Right? And that's not good. We're not stopping this growth. We're going to keep going. Y'all just going to have to deal with the light. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Amen.
You mentioned that the student sometimes misunderstood you. Did that bother you? Like, did that make, because that's one of my biggest things. I'll talk to Shell. I reached out to a couple other people to give me actually 3 tips on how to communicate better. Because that really bothers me when I can't get a person to actually see what I see for them, especially if they're explained, like they came with all their business plans and their ideas. And
you
I'm
get so
visual
excited too.
because of my practice. So
You
I
get so
see
excited.
it. I'm like,
oh, you
there.
can do this.
Yeah, no. Like there have been things where I've had people like working for me or with me, and if they don't understand something, and it'd be like, you know, I would get frustrated and that would bother me. Like, dude, how can you not understand this? Like, it's all laid out for you. But if it's something where it's for them or whatever, like I said, I've had people like, oh no, I'm good, I'm just gonna go figure it out on my own. I always encourage that and applaud that. If what I'm trying to give you, you don't understand it and it don't make sense to you, and you have to be the type of person to go learn on your own, like I'll applaud it, because that's how I was.
As long as you
And you don't take that hit.
get it.
Yeah, like when
take it
I
onto yourself. It's
Yeah.
just, hey, we just 2 different people.
yeah, like when
Okay,
I
need to
first
work on that. I take it
I-
personal, like,
I-
okay, I
yeah.
delivered this wrong. Let me try to,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
because I've had to get to the point where I say, oh, I can't coach you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I do apologize. I refer to people who I feel like think different, because coaching is personal to me. So I need us to be in the same
passion.
way.
She wears her heart on her
Yeah.
sleeve
I
for
need
real.
to be able to, if you said you get on this coaching call with me, we cry for the first 5 minutes and then we get to business.
Yeah.
If we can't do that, I can't coach you, because I don't allow my personal to affect my, and I don't like when people who I buy things from, or I'm a consumer too. I don't want you to get on here and say my personal this and that. Stop anything from within what I wanted from you, because you don't know why I wanted it, why I needed it, whatever the case may be. So I started taking it to myself. I started holding on to it. Something with you. You can't get to these people that want to be to you so bad, because they would be upset. I'm like, I can't. There's nothing that I can do. We're not connected. I'm not going to be able to help you. You giving me money for nothing. That's not going to work.
She just happy
I
to
got
give your
on
money
my-
back. She'll give your money back.
Yeah, I gave him her. I'm going to give you your money back. If I feel
didn't
like
even know
I
that.
can't give you what you came for, that's not, I'm not in this for money. I still work my 9 to 5. This ain't my money. Even though my 9 to 5 is to build, but I want to build without discretion. I want to build without the boundaries of I need this.
Yeah, and again, I think it's just the context of the relationship or whatever the goals and objectives are. You know, if it was something more, you know, like spiritual, you know what I mean, type of thing, and I'm coaching somebody, I might be a little bit more frustrated. But with anything, if you have this person who is really trying to get something from you and you are really trying to give something to them, well, there's a will there on both sides. And if the will is there on both sides, then we have to, you know, at least try to make a way, you know, and that can be okay. Well, let's stop all the coaching for a second and let's figure out what's not, why, you know what I mean, this thing is working. I've had customers, clients, where I've had to let them go because they didn't understand the value of what I was giving them, type of thing. Like,
I don't feel bad about those.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Your
Like,
money, I don't want
this
it.
person calling me, like I did a website design for a person, and she was an author. And
He does website designs, y'all. I'm trying
I
to
need
tell you.
website
There
design.
you go.
and she was like, well, this website really ain't getting traffic, or this website really not doing this, or and I'm in y'all Facebook group and I'm posting and I'm not getting any engagement. And one side of me is like, well, those aren't the services you paid for. I just designed the website.
Thank you.
Like, you want traffic on the website? That's gonna
That's
be.
a difference.
I
Right.
can give you. I can.
So
You know,
what I
and I'm
do
giving
this
you
for?
advice. Do this and do that. You know what I mean? Like free stuff that anybody can tell you. You know what I mean? But I think that the person just had, first of all, some trauma, and like been played before so many different times. And then they just had higher expectations than, you know, like what they were willing to invest in and what they were willing to pay. But again, even that still stemmed from their trauma. You know what I mean? In the past, I done spent thousands on this and thousands on that, and I didn't see no results. And this person, for example, also, like, they came out with a book and they didn't even do it the regular, you know, getting it published like the right way and all this other stuff. So for me as an entrepreneur, it was like, you didn't even do this the right way. I should have knew this was going to be an issue. You know,
I just saw this coming. I didn't dodge this bullet at all, Lord. I hit it right head on.
Trying to avoid the IRS and everything, you know, yeah, whatever. But yeah. But figuring out why, like, you know, like, especially with the type of heart that you have, I think that you gotta, you know, I don't know what your time frame or rule of thumb is. I typically have a 30, 60, 90-day rule, you know what I mean? But, you know, you might have a little bit more in you in that relationship. Like, well, let's try to figure out why this isn't working. Because you got to figure out, is it you or is it them?
And see, that's the thing.
You know
I think I always take I'm huge on accountability within myself.
Yeah.
So I think I always take it first. And I was missing the part that, like, hey,
well, that's
it could be a us thing. Let's see if it's a us thing and not just a me thing.
Right, but you also got to not be so.
I need my
Not
right
even you.
Right, because you ain't for everybody.
Some
and that's
people,
okay.
The accountability thing, accountability for myself, you know, and the, you know, like, now you hurt or your feelings is hurting, you crying because you weren't able to help this person. And
Or they weren't able to receive the help properly.
Did you just call me out like that on national?
You know,
they wasn't able to receive the help properly. Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta, you know, you gotta also realize too that, well, I think you realize that already, that you can't help everyone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but the balance is good. That
Yeah.
balance is what I have to pick up. That it is a balance. If it's in my gut to say, hey, you know what? Let's figure this out and see where we're not.
Or you take what you do. You find somebody you trust and love, and, you know, who want to learn from you. You teach them what you do, but somebody who's less emotionally moved. You know what I'm saying? When somebody with a little bit more patience.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when stuff don't work out, like, I'm gonna send you to Joseph. He got you. You know what I'm saying?
You just don't be like, I ain't got nothing to do with you. You on your own.
But I'll see you in the hallway when you come through the office and stuff like that. I'll check in on you. You know,
that's why I'm glad. I want to tap into your coach thing too, because I feel like that'll be a good outlet of resources that I would be comfortable to. Because I'm huge on who I send. I don't want to just put you out there with nobody. So that'd be good. We definitely got to.
I told you guys,
Yeah.
everyone at this table will be connected for life. I told you all that. All that good stuff. I'm very strategic with who I bring to the table. So yeah. Do you have a final question that
We
you want to?
actually answered the final question. It was the confidence thing.
Okay.
That you have to go through any confidence building before you put yourself out there.
Okay.
That's a huge thing.
I'm still going through that because I haven't put myself out there yet.
This was a leap for you to even come to the podcast. Is this your first podcast?
It is.
Welcome. Welcome.
You took the leap then. You had the leap to put yourself
Proud
out
of you,
there.
girl.
Yes. Yes. I don't asked her 3 times.
Yeah.
And on the third one, she was like, okay, Shell. I was like, yes, got her.
Now you're going to do another one after this?
I mean, I could.
Absolutely, because we want to promote your gift.
Yeah.
You know,
gotta
I keep
maintain
saying it.
visibility.
It's all a service. Everything we do is a service to the world.
So, some advice.
Some
Get
advice.
on every podcast you can.
That's what I'm doing.
Listen, I came in here 3 times. I'm like, girl, what you doing here?
I done been on like 6 podcasts
Right.
already.
She just
And then
smiling.
Do what I call audience retention tracking. You go back to that live feed on Facebook and wherever it was at,
Okay.
and you go ahead and send them friend requests to everybody who saw that show.
Oh, I never thought about that.
And then, you know, copy the information on the spreadsheet and just keep tracking. Every time you make a post on your own, you just keep tracking everybody that's engaging, so that when you have something coming up, a big sale coming up, a big event coming up, you can use your spreadsheet to identify who will most likely, you know what I'm saying, support it. You know, you don't really want to waste your time. If you don't have the time, you don't want to waste your time reaching out to 2,000-3,000 people, but you might be able to develop that list of 200-300 in the next 6 months. Like, okay, when I got a big candle sale, if I got a big coaching event, I'm gonna contact these people at least. Are priority people to contact.
Yeah.
So
That's a good one.
It is.
Strategy.
I look into my insights
No,
a lot.
it-
I'm stuck on them, but I never thought to individually start grabbing a list of people who like comment, react.
Analytics and insights. I mean, they're definitely great, but if you can't actually use them,
Exactly.
they don't really do
That's
you
and
no
I've been
good.
trying to figure
Right.
it out
Yeah.
how to use them. That was a good way. You
Yeah.
saying going into the okay.
Now I
Make
see
this
how many
picture,
views
no.
it gets, but it doesn't always like identify
Who's
who
watching?
is watching.
Mhm.
That's different, yeah. But sometimes if you're watching it, you can kind of see who likes. If you're watching, the live or certain
mean-
things, you can see who tunes in.
Yeah.
But not if it's a video. No,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe you can create that though.
What else can you do?
We gonna be over there.
I
all
want
in
some
your
credit. I
business,
want
sir.
some
Don't worry
credit.
about
This
it.
is recorded, Lord. No, just kidding.
We're gonna be all in here in line. You're gonna have us all in line in the next podcast.
Yes, Lord. Really quick, if somebody wanted to purchase a candle, Miss Shaquille Nicole, how can they reach you to purchase a candle?
Well, I do have a website. The name of my company is Ardent Scents,
Can
and
you
my
spell that?
website is Ardent ARDENT Scents.com.
Yeah.
You can follow my Facebook and Instagram page, which is Ardent Scents Candle Co. CO.
Love it. Love
Love
it.
it.
Go and get your candles, y'all.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to get your feedback because I did it myself.
yeah, I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I purchased my candles on the
It's
website.
easy.
It's very,
It's
user
easy.
friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
User-friendly.
Very user friendly. I love
Okay.
it. So
I
yes,
did good. Thank
you did
Okay.
good, Queen. I could clap too. Yeah.
I started seeing your stuff like 2-3 months ago. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she ain't playing no games. She
I
is
love
everywhere.
that.
She is everywhere. I go on a podcast like, okay, a whole new network.
Making her rounds, don't you?
Hey,
As
that's
she
so
should be, and
funny.
she's a shining, she's
I
a shining
definitely am.
light. She's a shining.
This is me getting out of my
I
shell.
need
As
that
you should,
energy.
and you're
And you
needed.
do it good,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You're
Yes.
needed in these,
I definitely need that.
on these different platforms. You're needed. You're
The
needed.
traveling podcast.
Lord Jesus.
I love you.
I love. Ain't nobody got time. You see how they do me, y'all? Ain't nobody got time. I love y'all, and y'all are a shining light. Absolutely. So, I won't be selfish.
I'll be too
I won't be
scared.
selfish with y'all. Like I will allow other podcasters and other platforms to
I brag
have
on
y'all
you though,
now.
ma'am.
knowledge. I brag on you.
I do.
I brag on
her.
you.
I'll be like, you
I
need to go on the
appreciate
shelves.
it. Tell 'em,
Podcast, shine your
girl.
light.
Go
Tell
soak up some of that
tell 'em to
energy.
shine their
Yeah,
light.
they know about
Yes.
you. I'd be like,
Go
you
get
want to
some
shine
of that
your light.
calmness.
I heard of that.
I talk about you a lot.
Yes,
You
I
are so
love that.
sweet.
I appreciate that.
Joking about
I
clickbait.
appreciate that. Ain't nobody
Yes.
got time. She says, "Why you call me clickbait?"
She had an episode with my brother on here, and he's her ex. And
Oh,
that's
yeah, I
how
saw
she
that.
That's
I saw
how
that.
she announced it.
It was
And
so
you know
funny.
how people
It was
are.
great.
Mhm.
That's clickbait. They come in because they nosy.
They thought it was gonna be drama,
Messy.
but
Yes.
but come to find out, once you click on it, regardless of what you think it's gonna be, you're gonna learn something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're gonna learn some
it
type
was-
of
it was
principle
Messing with her,
at
jumping
this
on the
table.
phone.
So that's why she called me clickbait. Like we tricking people to learn stuff and get and get elevated on different levels.
They thought they was getting Jerry Springer.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
yo.
she's like, so many people seem interested in this particular show. I said, the show is because they nosy.
Right,
said-
they definitely know.
Ex, they want to see what this is going to be because
Who is a
Shell
relationship
light.
coach.
She is really a
Y'all are
light.
too.
So you have to see. You want to see her ex to see a little more because you can tap into who she is.
I think that's the
And
thing.
She always like, people like you see him outside. You don't know how he is in these four walls.
And I'm
type of
very-
thing.
I'm
I think
very
that's what's
closed
the, like,
in,
concern and questions
you know,
about.
unless I'm around people that, bring out that light because I have to protect it. I
Yeah.
think Shaquille is the same way.
Mhm.
I feel like you're walking in your power. So regardless of where you are, you're going to shine. Same with you. This is just a king over here crowned up. So yeah. So Xavier Antonio, if somebody wanted to reach out to you to get your services and for you to be able to bless their business with all of these things that you do, where can they reach out to you, King?
Yeah, on Facebook, Xavier Antonio. IG is Inside with Xavier, or just type in Xavier Antonio, same thing. Website is courtierhouse.com. So COURTIER.
Thank you for spelling it.
House.com.
I love it. I
Nice.
appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you. And then the beautiful Kinder. Yes, it's the energy for me.
That's her version of woo woo woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
Hey, I like that.
Lifetime friendships over here. Lifetime friendships.
Absolutely.
And that's how you know when God is in it, when it's a link like that and it stays like linked up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know there's purpose to it. So yeah, but if somebody wanted to reach out to you and get some tickets to the Coach My Growth event or get some cute jammy jams from your business, where can they reach you?
Sure. So for Coach My Growth, you can reach me on Facebook. Just type in Kenda Qualman and you can inbox me if you have any questions, or you can email me at cmgprojects.collective@gmail.com. For sleepwear, you can find us on Instagram at Beauty Sleep Intimates. You can also find us on Facebook at Beauty Sleep.
Love it. Love it.
Please, you gonna have
Yeah, I was just thinking that we're gonna have everybody tagged, so you guys can always just click on the links there. And then, of course, we got the beautiful Shiza. Thank you so much. You've been teaching the people. You've been teaching the people, and you've been shining your light. So, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, to get this beautiful sweatshirt that you have with this Care Bear on it, or to get something customized like these wonderful shiny skates, I'm gonna be out here blinging, y'all. I'm gonna be blinging. I'm gonna be waddling and blinging. Oh, you didn't make that? But that's something like,
I will not make this.
Oh, okay.
Copyright infringement, honey. You can do stuff like this for free for yourself, but you
Okay.
can't make a profit off of
And
it.
you actually teach other people how to do these things too.
Correct.
I could see a whole like a big old class of you doing things like that.
You know what I was thinking about?
Coming
An
up.
actual summer camp.
Oh, that would be
Ooh.
dope.
Because I was a director of the daycare.
It could be like another ladies thing. Oh my gosh.
I would love that. And I love kids. That's my second purpose and passion. So.
Yes, Lord.
Love it.
Yes,
But
God.
you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, under She's a Vibe or She's a Vibe for Customization. Our website is coming soon. It's www.shesa.vibe.com. You can currently go on there now and sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss our grand opening sale as well, which is going to be bomb. We produce 100% of our designs in store too, as well. So I complete them and design them myself. She's a Guide. You can find us at She's a Guide or Instructor. She's a Guide on Instagram. And our website for there is www.instructorshessaguide.com.
Yes, Lord. It's the creativity at this table for me. Yes, y'all have tapped into the talent that is within y'all purpose, all the goodness and good stuff, right? And y'all are using it to serve the people, my Care Bears. I love it. I love it. So I came up with a little catchy phrase real quick. Tone, are you over there?
No,
he is not. All right. So we can go into a couple of right. We could go into a couple other things, Lord. I didn't yeah, okay. But I did come up with this catchy little phrase, and I actually, since Tone is not over there, I would like y'all to kind of go into this just a little bit. But I believe your purpose, your business, everything that you do should be fulfilling to you, right? So I was just in my kitchen with my candle, right? And I was like, I want to ask them, how does their business, do you really get fulfillment from it? And so I was like, fulfillment. I was like, fill your cup, fulfillment. Fill your cup until it's full, and what's meant to be will be fulfillment. I love that. Drop bomb for me. Fulfillment. And honestly, I believe when you're walking in your purpose, that's when you truly gain that fulfillment in life, right?
With a business partner, he makes my website.
Coming to a t-shirt near you. Go ahead.
He's in India, and we became business partners. He sort of coached me on my comfortability because he was like, you have so much knowledge, but you're so scared to say it. Yeah. So he sort of helped me get comfortable within that skin, and then he made my websites. So I do customs. I'm a creative person, and I am not a suit and tie coach, and I don't want my customers to even think that that's what they're going to get. But he came to me the other day because they did my t-shirt sign. He's like, Nile, which is his partner, is really upset with so many changes that you made on the site. And I was like, oh, I get it, but you got to understand my dynamic.
Yes.
It's for me. I want to
Yeah.
look at my site and be happy. If I don't look at my site and I'm happy with it, I'm not going to feed that energy to my customers.
They should be understanding
And
of
he-
that.
I get it now.
Yeah.
He said, no, I get it. I'm going to let
Yeah.
him know that because I was just making changes. I'm the person that you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile because I got to make it my mile. I can't do
Right.
your mile, even though your mile looks great. I got to
Right.
make my own mile.
Right.
So I think he was just like, you're supposed to be our website to show people what we do. And you.
But it needs to represent you. It needs
Yes.
and that's one
He
of the
understood it in
things
the end.
that I love about you, and the fact that you're walking in your purpose because you create things for people that represent them. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely love that because those shoes, those skates definitely represent me. Bling bling. Right. Yeah. So would you guys say that you're also fulfilled in what you're doing right now? Because you all are servicing the people, you know, and you're bringing both of y'all, especially, are bringing the great. You well, honestly, y'all as well, but y'all are bringing the
Everybody.
greatness, you know, out of people by what y'all do with the marketing side of things.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's fulfilling.
it's fulfilling.
Yeah,
That smile
That's
tell it.
awesome.
Gotta do something with this.
What isn't it though when
Mhm.
you see it really like come into fruition and then they become successful off of things that you created and invented for them?
Feel like a
Like,
big
that's
mama bear.
beautiful. Yeah, or when you see people becoming successful, you know, after the Coach My Growth event,
Yes,
taking
yes.
their ideas. Yeah.
I would say the coolest part about this whole experience for me is I could have just got coaching for myself. Like, honestly,
Powerful.
the reason I started this was because I needed coaching and I needed guidance and I wanted to grow. And I said, you know what? Instead of you just reaching out to all these people to get coaching for yourself, how about you bring people along that journey with you? So not only am I going to be there getting coaching, my mother's going to sit down with the coaches. We're picking our own coaches. My mom's going to sit down there for me while I host the event. And my sister is actually a vendor for Beauty Sleep. So we're selling our stuff. We're there times 3.
Powerful.
And it's Mother's
Go
Day
ahead.
weekend.
You did it right, she's doing it under the table. Exclamation mark.
Yeah, so it's very
Exclamation mark.
fulfilling for me too, because it's like I'm bringing people along my journey with me
Yes.
and encouraging them, hey, do this for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for you.
Yes.
I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for all of us.
Yes, Lord.
You know, so I think it comes full circle. And so that's why it feels so good. It's because you know that it's not just about you and you're projecting that to others and you're saying, hey, I just want you to see that this is about all of us. You
She's
know,
walking
so-
in her purpose. You mind holding
Yeah.
it down real quick? Go ahead. Keep going.
They were going over if they everybody said they were fulfilled or if they
Yes.
were or not.
Yeah,
I mentioned I am fulfilled. If y'all did not know, I am very fulfilled.
Very fulfilled.
But what else did we discuss? Do y'all have any questions for each other in regards to what y'all do while we here?
Well, I'm definitely gonna need everybody's contact information
For sure.
because I see
I was
something that
already thinking
everybody
that,
here.
like, I need him, her.
Yeah,
You do the coaching, the setting up the coaching event.
yeah.